Is this streaming yet? Oh, I think it's working. I think we're live. Right. I think this is live. I'm not really sure. Comment if you can like hear me and stuff. Yeah. Hey. Just leave a comment if you can hear me and you can see me okay. I think it's working. I'm not really sure. Let's hope we don't have any problems this week. So I'm going to be answering some questions. Yes, we are live, all good. Yay. How come you do lives at MSE? Basically, I do lives at MSE just because it's really good to just be able to talk to everybody and just like talk about life, give a bit of a life, what's the word? Life advice. I don't know if this is really glitchy, so I'm going to try and switch over to my personal hotspot because the Wi-Fi might be stronger on that. Let me just check. Also, just comment literally any questions. Today is Mother's Day. Let me know what you're doing for Mother's Day. April Fool's is April Fool's Day. April Fool's Day is tomorrow. Did not know that. Let me try and do this a second. Right, I don't know if this is working or not. Let me just check. My streamer crashed. Right, I think we're back online. I'm really sorry, my streamer crashed, and I had to reset it, but it's fine. We've got it working. Let me know what you've all been doing for Mother's Day. Today is Mother's Day, if you didn't know. I'm sure you do know. Yeah, right. This is working. Thank God. Right, it's working. I'm going to share this on my YouTube now. Okay, so I'm going to answer some questions. Anything. Are you nervous about staying with a host family? So if you didn't know, for college I am going to stay with a host family, which means I won't be living with my own family anymore. I'll be living with like strangers, but they'll become my family. So basically I am going to college in London. I currently live somewhere near Manchester, and obviously it's quite far away, so I'm going to have to live with a host family. But honestly, I'm not really nervous about it. It's just going to be an adventure. It's going to be something new, and I'm really excited. So if any of you are getting like a host family or anything, if you're moving away for college, then let me know. Leave a comment, or let me know if you're just going to like a local college or you're going to sixth form. Everybody takes different paths. Obviously, a lot of people get apprenticeships as well. There's loads of different options that people can take. How's revision going? Revision is actually going okay. I feel like I'm just ready for exams to be over with, and I'm ready for a long summer. But yeah, I think revision's going okay, and I'm just excited for summer. I'm just gonna share this on my Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you're following me. If you're not subscribed to MSE, make sure you subscribe now. I'm going to share this on my Instagram, and then I'm going to get some questions up that you've asked me on Instagram. Let's share this first. So have any of you been doing anything nice for Mother's Day? I've just had a Chinese, and that was really good. We, like, all my family was together, and we all just had a little meal together, so that was cute. So that's what I've done for Mother's Day. Are you stressed for year 11 exams? Honestly, I've done so many mocks now, I'm just used to sitting in the exam hall and revising, so it's kind of just become like part of my daily routine to be in an exam. So I wouldn't say I'm like stressed, I'm just excited to get them all done with, to be honest. Questions. Oh, this is a really good question actually. How to pick the best quotations to learn for English Lit. So everybody does English literature, obviously. You have to do it. It's not really an option stuff. And obviously everybody does different books, but it doesn't matter what book you do. This tip I'm about to give you will literally apply to anybody. So basically, when you are kind of planning your essays, just pick like one quotation. So for Macbeth, my go-to quotation for Macbeth is "Look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it." And you just have to manipulate your phrasing to fit the question that's being asked. So say if it says something like, how is Macbeth's state of mind presented in Macbeth, then you can literally use that quote to say that Lady Macbeth is manipulating Macbeth, which shows that his state of mind is weak. So you can literally use that quotation for anything. You can use that quotation if it comes up about Lady Macbeth, even Banquo. You just need one quotation that you can like manipulate, and obviously you need 3 of those. So try and like pick out 3 that you can memorize. Make sure they've got techniques. Make sure they've got stuff you can zoom in on. Make sure they link to AO3. Literally make sure you can write a full page about that quotation, because if worst comes to worst and you literally just like go blank in the exam and you can't think of anything, at least you've got one quotation that you can literally write a page about, and hopefully it'll just get you flowing into the exam. So that is my biggest tip for English Lit. Just have at least one quotation. Obviously 3. You need 3, like really strong ones, and obviously you should know a lot more because you don't know what question is going to come up. But if you have got a few quotations you are super, super strong on, if worst comes to worst, just write about it and you might pick up marks. So that's probably my biggest tip for English Lit. Somebody asked, what is English literature? Basically, if you're not in year 10 or year 11, English literature is an exam where you get given like a book to revise. So we do A Christmas Carol, Macbeth, and An Inspector Calls, and everybody's different. Everybody does different books. I think there's like 6 to choose from for each book. And basically you go into the exam, they give you a question and you have to write an essay answering that question. So that's basically English literature in a really short, cut down way. Should you start revising at the end of year 9? Personally, I wouldn't start revising at the end of year 9 because you're just going to burn yourself out. But I would definitely recommend getting revision guides, trying to find like flashcards and stuff. Maybe even just start making flashcards, but don't like come home and revise every single night. Don't revise all weekends because you will literally just burn yourself out. So there's no point stressing about exams when you're so far away from them. What time do you get up for school? So like any teen, I love to sleep, and some days I can wake up at 8:20 and literally have to leave the house at 8:30. Sometimes I'll wake up at 6 if I need to revise. Sometimes I wake up at 7:30. Literally just depends on how I'm feeling. So yeah. I've been feeling very stressed lately and I'm only near 8. Should I be stressing this much? I spend my spare time revising and stress myself out. Sorry if I spam with you. Honestly, please just don't stress. Exams seem like such a big scary thing, but honestly, like, exams are important and they matter, but you shouldn't be stressing about them, because the more you stress about them, the more they'll like consume your life and you'll literally just not be able to handle the pressure. I honestly didn't start revising until year 10, and even in like, especially like some weeks, I'll literally do no revision if I'm like ill or if I'm really just not feeling revision. I won't push myself to revise, because at the end of the day, mental health comes first, and I'm sure you're told that all the time. But honestly, there are days where I come home and I'll lie there and watch Netflix all night, and I find it really helps me. Especially recently, there was a question on my Instagram that said something like, can I have some advice because my revision timetable isn't working? And if you follow me on YouTube or Instagram, then you will know that I have a revision timetable. You can get them off my website as well, oliviagreenhalgh.com. Cheeky little plug there. But basically, I have a revision timetable and it's still stuck up on my wardrobe there, and everybody has a revision timetable. But honestly, if you come home one night and you just want to go to bed, don't force yourself to revise if it's not necessary. You can just miss a night off your revision timetable and you can take time for yourself, because controlling stress levels is just so important, and especially being really relaxed towards exams can just help your grades so much. So definitely don't stress about exams. Definitely don't stress about exam timetables. Just honestly, you need to find a balance between, actually a little bit of stress is always okay. Everybody is always going to be stressed. I'm always a little bit stressed, but if you can manage that stress, it'll help you so much. I was so much more stressed for my year 11 November mocks than I am for GCSEs, which you might think is a bit worrying. I am like a little bit stressed for GCSEs, but to be honest, I feel like whatever I know, I'm going to know. Whatever I don't know, then I won't know. Like, I can only revise as much as I can revise, and Easter holidays, I'm definitely going to get a lot of revision done, and there's going to be so many revision videos coming from me. But again, don't compare yourself to other people, because again, everybody's different. Is it too late to start revising now? No, it's definitely not too late to start revising now. I feel like I've not done any like hardcore revision, because I'm literally used to doing, in year 10, I literally used to do 12 hours a day on the weekends of revision. And I'm lucky to do 2 hours of revision at the weekend now. But that's just because I condense my revisions so much, so I'm only doing things I actually need to be doing. And especially because I'm not making flashcards anymore, because I made them all back in year 10, my revision is just so much more easier at the minute. So I don't have to revise for as long, because I'm not sat there writing out flashcards. I can literally just be testing myself and testing myself and testing myself. So I feel like at the minute I need to start revising more, even though I've already revised a lot. It's just like a mind game. But Easter holidays, I'm definitely going to be revising. So no, it's not too late to start revising. Sit down, Easter holidays, write your revision plan, and just get cracking. Get some revision done. It's never too late, honestly. If you want a little story, I once had an English literature exam, and my teacher had been off for a few months. We learnt, it was a Christmas Carol, we learnt the first stave, and then that was it. We had a supply teacher. She wasn't an English teacher, she couldn't really teach, bless her. But basically, it was the night before the exam, and I was literally sat there like, I don't know anything. So I taught myself a Christmas Carol in one night, and you know what? I passed the exam. I did really, really well. So it's never too late to start revising. I don't recommend cramming, but definitely just revise these holidays. It's never too late. Tips for Spanish, I'm in year 10. Go onto Quizlet and type in GCSE Spanish vocab, and literally just do vocab all the time. I'm so bad at Spanish, but vocab all the time. How are you revising for the Easter break? I've not really decided yet, but I have got a Easter revision planner up on my website in a minute if you do want to check that out. Probably do a video about planning revision for Easter. I'm definitely taking a few days off to go on different trips down to London, etc., and go shopping, etc. But I definitely need to like plan my Easter revision. I'm also going into school a lot over Easter, so I need to find out when I'm going into school before I plan anything as well. I don't want to be self-promoting, but I have had to revise videos on almost every subject, if that helps anyone. Good luck. Study with Aditi, I think that's how you say your name. I'm sorry if I pronounce it wrong, but literally, I see you commenting on all my videos all the time, and I know that you follow MSE as well, and you follow me, so I just wanted to say a massive thank you. And if anybody is looking for revision videos, she does have so many amazing revision videos. I've seen them myself, so do go check those out as well. Yes, you need to be 13 to be an MSE ambassador, but definitely just like share their videos all the time, tell your friends about MSE, share their videos on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. It'll just help grow the community so much, and it's just so nice to have so many students that can relate to each other in one platform, like one space. It's like a little community, so we just want that community to grow. So make sure you keep sharing these videos with everybody, telling your friends about us, giving the videos a like. If you've not liked this live already, then make sure you do give it a like. And also, if you're watching this, then make sure that you share this live on Instagram now. Do it, go over to your Instagram, put it on your story, share it, make sure people come and watch this live. Right, I'm going to answer some more questions. Let's have a look on Instagram. I'm trying so hard to study, but it isn't working. Like I was saying, studying, it can feel like a chore. You will feel like you don't want to do it, but honestly, it's so important to just keep going with it and just give yourself a rest and then try and get into revision. And it's once you're into revision, it'll be so much more easier. So just try and get yourself into a routine, and I promise it'll make life so much more easier. how to not get distracted while revising. And again, I try my best to revise, but I always get distracted. Put your phone away. Literally lock it in a cupboard with a padlock and throw the key away, because phones, literally, some days I can just sit there and just scroll through Instagram like this and just scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. But it's really important that you don't have any distractions. At the minute, I'm actually really loving revising with music, which is really weird because I've never liked revising with music, but at the minute I'm really into it. So I don't know, maybe try and revise with some music on in the background. Or try and revise in silence, go out to a library and revise, go to Starbucks and revise, which is what I always do. Sit at your kitchen table and revise, sit at your desk and revise in just as many places as you can think of, so you don't get bored of your scenery. My Spanish speaking is on the 1st of May, when's your first GCSE exam. My Spanish speaking is on the 29th of April, and it's April tomorrow, which means I've got 29 days to learn 60 paragraphs, which is fun. So we all know what I'm going to be doing for the next 29 days. Learning Spanish paragraphs. No, but honestly, just, especially if you're doing languages, please just learn your paragraphs in year 10. I wish I'd spent more time learning paragraphs, but to be honest, I put subjects like English and maths and everything before Spanish, because they're obviously more important. So just get your priorities right in what you want to revise. And also what you want to do for A-level. I don't want to do Spanish for A-level. So it's not kind of a priority of mine, but obviously I do want to pass it. I literally have to be so lucky to get a 4 in Spanish. But anyway. What do you mean you have to learn 6 paragraphs? We don't do that for Spanish. Basically, with AQA, in your Spanish speaking, they can ask you up to 60 different questions. So our teachers thought it would be a good idea that we learn responses to those 60 questions, which means we had to memorise 60 paragraphs. I know a grand total of, I actually don't know, to be honest, but I know for a fact I don't know 60. And it's just ridiculous, like, to have to learn 60. If like worst comes to worst, I'm just going to make it up on the day. But that's probably the exam that I'm most nervous for, my Spanish speaking, because you can't kind of like write your way out of it. Like in an English exam, you can literally just waffle and waffle and waffle. But like in a Spanish speaking exam, you kind of just have to keep speaking Spanish until you run out of the amount of Spanish that you know. So it's really important to know Spanish. Can't you just not pick Spanish? Honestly, I would drop Spanish, but I wouldn't be allowed, and it's just too close to the exam now to drop it anyway. So I'm just going to do it, get it out of the way, hopefully pass it, and it'll just be an extra GCSE that I get. But yeah, it is an option. You don't have to take Spanish. Tips for English language. English language, we haven't really done a lot of it in class. We've done a little bit of it. I got a grade 9 in my last English language exam, my mock, and in my GCSE I would literally love to get like a grade 8. But English language, for question 5, which is your creative piece of writing, just literally try and think outside the box. Make sure you include a lot of different sentence structures, make sure you include a lot of different punctuation, different vocab, metaphors, similes. What I do is when I go into my exam, I turn to question 5 and write down all the different punctuation. I write down different sentence structures. I write down like use adjectives, use like complex sentences, simple sentences, short sentences, and then I tick off when I've done it, so I know that I've done it and I'm going to get the marks. What A-levels do you want to do? So I'm going to a musical theatre college, which means I will get the equivalent of 3 A-levels in musical theatre. I'm doing a musical theatre extended level 3 diploma, I think it's called, which is the equivalent to 3 A-levels. Oh yes, MSE has actually brought out 2 videos today, one for Mother's Day plans and one for April Fool's pranks, because today's Mother's Day and tomorrow's April Fool's. I am in both of those videos, so make sure you do go check them out after this video has ended. They're both really, really good videos. Literally, MSE's got so much new content coming out daily, so make sure you are subscribed, because the content is just so good at the minute. Hey Jennifer, I hope that your revision is going well. If you are doing GCSEs or revision or like any exams, to be honest, I hope that you're okay. How much do you revise a day? It literally changes every single day. Some days I do 6 hours, some days I do 20 minutes. It literally just depends. It also depends what exams I've got. I've literally just finished my last mock exam, which means the next time I sit in the sports hall will be to do a real GCSE. So that's scary. How do you revise maths? I literally revise maths using past papers. Past papers are your best friends in maths. Make sure you do past papers. That's literally all I do. How do you do well in sciences? I'm aiming myself for a 6. I do triple science, so I do biology, chemistry and physics like separately, which means I have 2 hour and 45-minute exams in physics, 2 in biology and 2 in chemistry. Again, past papers, Seneca Learning, BBC Bite Size, revision guides. Just do whatever works best for you. I really like flashcards, and I really like Seneca, and I really like past papers for science. How do you motivate yourself to study? Honestly, just think about the fact that we're going to have so long in summer, and if you can revise now and get yourself some good grades, then you won't have to revise that hard ever again, obviously until your A-levels, but honestly, you just need to sometimes just sit down and revise. Hey Harvey, how are you? Is it too late to start revising? Honestly, it's never too late to start revising. Ever too late to start revising. You can literally revise the night before the exam if you really want to. I don't recommend doing it. I recommend starting revision either now or at the start of the Easter holidays. Think of the Easter holidays as a clean slate, and you're going to revise. You don't need to revise every single minute of the Easter holidays. Obviously, take a break, get some rest before exams kick in, but definitely just revise Easter holidays. Honestly, it isn't too late to start revising, but I do recommend that you start revising in Easter holidays if you haven't started revising already. What English books do you study? I study A Christmas Carol, Macbeth and an Inspector Calls, but we do an Inspector Calls, but I might be doing Blood Brothers instead because I know Blood Brothers literally at the back of my hand. I just know it so well, so I might do Blood Brothers instead of Inspector Calls, but both of the questions will come up on the paper, so it doesn't really matter what one I answer. I'm low-key going to fail GCSEs, but it's Gucci, I'm famous. Harvey's got a really good makeup account on Instagram. But honestly, you will not fail your GCSEs. Keep telling yourself that you're going to do well in GCSEs. Keep a positive mental attitude. PMA, as I like to say. Keep a PMA, positive mental attitude, and you will do so much more better. Honestly, the exams that I went into in my mocks that I had a good mindset in, I did so much better in than the ones I went in, and I was like, oh, I'm going to fail. If you tell yourself you're going to fail, then you're probably not going to do well. If you tell yourself you're going to do well, then you're going to do better. So, positive mental attitude. What if I don't want to take triple science? I need it for what I want to do as a career. If you don't do triple science, you can do combined science. You just get 2 GCSEs instead of 3. Combined science, you also do less content, but you still do 6 papers. So combining triple isn't that different, apart from the fact you get 1 extra GCSE. What would you say to someone who loves musical theatre but hasn't taken dance and is in year 10? Honestly, dance I am shocking at. You might think, well, you can't be shocking because you're going to musical theatre college in London. Honestly, I've literally got no experience in dance. I just smile and try and dance as best as I can. But honestly, it really doesn't matter. If you love musical theatre so much, audition for musical theatre college. The worst thing that can happen is that you don't get in, and if you don't get in, then that's fine, just go to a normal college, but you might as well just try an audition, because who knows what will happen. How are your recent mocks? My recent mocks were actually really okay. I did okay in most of my subjects. I passed them all, so yeah, they went actually really well. How hard is drama? When I was doing my devising piece in drama, I was in school most Sundays. I was in school most days until like 5:30, so it was really hard and draining and time consuming. Honestly, looking back on it, I would do it again. At the time, I hated drama. I wanted to drop it so bad. but honestly, I would do it all again. It's really good. So yeah, I do recommend taking drama. What do you hope to get on your real GCSEs? Honestly, I just want to pass everything. I want to get good levels in drama, RE, both Englishes, and yeah, like those are the subjects that I really want to get kind of like 7, 8s and 9s in, because those are the subjects that I work hardest in, and I just kind of want to pass everything. Obviously, I would love to get above like a 6 and everything, but realistically, I'll probably get like a 4 in Spanish, and the rest I'm hoping to get above a 6 in, maybe even a 5, I don't know, but I'm hoping to kind of get the higher grades in English literature and English language. What do you say is more difficult, English lit or English language? English lit is definitely more difficult because you have to remember so many quotes, whereas English language, you could literally go into the exam and not know anything and still kind of pass it, because as long as you know how to write about like structure and language, then you'll kind of be okay. If you've got a good imagination, you'll kind of be okay. Would you have picked any GCSEs differently if you got to choose again? Yeah, I would have picked either history or geography over Spanish. Maybe I would have loved to take like some kind of media GCSE, but my school doesn't offer it. I definitely would have taken GCSE dance instead of music. I probably would have still taken drama. So I probably would have taken like dance, drama, and probably like media if they had it. But if my school obviously doesn't have it, so I probably would have taken history or geography. How's your skin so clear? Oh, thank you. I don't wear makeup a lot, and yeah, I'm going to do a skincare routine video soon. I've got something very, very exciting to do with skincare and stuff coming soon, so make sure you stick around for that. I'm so, so excited about it. In year 8, you had to pick either geography or history. I'm really stuck. What should I do? I used to hate geography, like hate it. And I used to like history kind of. No, I used to hate history actually. But honestly, like year 9, history and geography was really good. I probably would choose geography over history just because I don't really find the things that my school covers in history that interesting. But like if it was to do with like the world wars, I would find that really interesting, and like more like stuff like the Romans and stuff I don't really find interesting, but more like modern day history I find really interesting. So I would love to study modern day history, but I didn't choose this as a GCSE. How much are your revision timetables? They are £1 on my website. I need a 9 in maths and an 8 in physics to get into my 6th form. Wow, they are high grades. Seneca is really good, but it doesn't have a lot of challenging content unless you buy it. So you can get grade 9 targeted revision guide, so definitely check out them from CGP. I find history so hard, it's so difficult to remember everything. Honestly, I'd love to help you, but I don't do history. Maybe like stick all the dates of stuff, if that's what you do, around like your bedroom, so then you always have to look at it. I mean, I stick math stuff all over my mirror and still don't seem to look at it, so it obviously doesn't work that well. I'm going to answer like one more question and then probably end this live because we've been live for 30 minutes. If you have only just joined us, then hi, please give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to MSE for future content. I'm just going to have a look, see if there's any new questions on my Instagram, or if anybody comments any, then let me have a look. I don't revise, but you know, maybe I can start. Easter holidays, you're going to revise. I'm telling you now, you're going to revise in Easter holidays. Right, last question. Best revision tips. Best revision tips are use revision guides, Seneca Learning, Google stuff if you don't know it, watch YouTube videos, ask your teachers, use flashcards, use mind maps, listen to stuff down like through earphones, like record yourself saying stuff and listen to it, or use GCSE Pod. Honestly, And if you're still struggling with like trying to find the best way for you to revise, maybe speak to your teachers about it. I'm sure they'd be really happy to help you with it. But anyway, I'm gonna end this live video now. We've been live for about half an hour, and I'm gonna go. You can all get back to spending time with your mothers on Mother's Day. I hope that they all had a really good day. I hope that you've enjoyed this live video. I'm sorry for the trouble that we had at the start. My server like streams off literally crashed, but it's fine, we got it sorted in the end. So yeah, I go live every other week on MSE, so make sure you are subscribed, so you never miss a live video. I really hope that you've enjoyed this live video, and yeah, I will see you all next time, and I hope that your mothers have all had a good Mother's Day.